Hello, Internet. Jesus loves you. My name's Cody, and this is a Christian news show we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays with GeeksUnderGrace.com. Of course, before we get into the news, shout out to our Patreons at patreon.com/GeeksUnderGrace. You allow us to do everything that we do, and we thank you for it. And our first show of the day, we kind of already touched up on a couple weeks ago, and that was Andrew Garfield. He did this movie called Silence, and it's about Christian persecution, and because of that and the training that he went through to figure out how to get into his character, he really fell in love with the idea of Jesus. And I say the idea because I do not believe that he is a Christian yet. I don't think that he completely accepts, but he definitely has this appreciation for Christianity and for, I feel like, religion in general. Anyways, he did an interview on Stephen Colbert. I'm going to leave it down in the description below. I really think anybody who has the time should check it out. And what I think I found most interesting in this interview is that him and Adam Driver, they had a 7-day silent retreat. So for 7 days, they just didn't talk, and instead they prayed. And so then they were able to talk to each other again. Apparently, they had this very dark, almost vulgar conversation for about 3 hours. And Andrew Garfield says it's almost as if because they didn't let the devil in for 7 days, they got kind of back into the real world and he just attacked. And so I think this is a man who has a ton of different ideas. He doesn't really know what is what yet, but it's very cool to see this kind of journey that he is going on right now. And as I said last time, as exciting as this is to me, I do pray that he finds more than just an appreciation for Jesus. And then our next story, just a little bit of good news. There's this 108-year-old woman who was almost not going to be able to live in her home anymore. She was living in assisted living and she just couldn't afford it. And so her daughter started a GoFundMe page that had 900 people raise $56,000 total. So 40,000 of that went into the assisted living to make sure that she could live there for just even one more year. And then the other 16,000 went to the 108-year-old woman's church that she had been a lifelong member to. So they got a little gift as well. I feel like we're always talking about humans doing terrible things, so it's always great to hear some people doing a little bit of awesome. And then our next story of the day, I didn't really know where to put this, but Eddie Long has passed away. For those who do not know, Eddie Long was a pastor of a very big megachurch here in the United States. And I would be remiss not to say that there's a ton of controversy around this man. He was accused of having sex with 4 different minors. He has settled all of those lawsuits back in 2011, but that has still been a huge controversy ever since. And so I'm just regurgitating the news. I don't know much about Eddie Long. I don't know how most of you feel about him, but I think regardless, a man is dead. Prayers out to his friends and family who have lost a loved one, because no matter who that is, that sucks for them. And our final story of the day is about chaplains in the Army. Definitely kind of read the headline. Didn't realize this had so much to do with like the LGBT community. There's a lady, she used to be in the Army. She fights for Army civil rights, specifically right now with LGBTs. And she says if you want a stronger Army, then you should be more forward thinking, you should be more flexible, and that will allow your Army to be stronger. She goes on to say a lot of stuff like that. Nothing super controversial by any means. That is until she brings up Army chaplains. One of her quotes to chaplains being, if your responsibility is to God and not the Army, then you need to get out of the Army. And I think for the most part, they are talking about what chaplains can and cannot say to the LGBT military, which I don't know. I'm much more worried with what that mindset could snowball into. It's just a little bit scary when the military has decided that they are going to make their own form of Christianity. Sure, you can be Christian, but you have to be our kind of Christian is similar to things that happen in like China. And it's incredibly unfortunate because the first idea would be, just get them out of the military, let the chaplain become just a regular civilian pastor. But the military needs chaplains. It's a very dark place with a lot of questions about morality. So this idea that you may have to give up your Christianity for your country, it completely goes against the idea of Christianity. So definitely a little worrisome. Question of the day, what do you guys think? Do you think that chaplains should have complete free reign? Because I understand that could be bad too. What if you're a military chaplain and you don't believe in violence? There are Christians out there that believe that. So what are the lines that should be made in that situation? Do you think that the military or their faith should come first? I want to know what you guys have to say, so please leave a comment in the comment section down below with your answer. Also, make sure you check out GeeksUnderGrace.com for more geeky content. My name's Cody Armour. breaking Christian news in a not-so-boring kind of way every Tuesday and Thursday. In closing, let the haters hate, let the Christians pray. And to everybody like and subscribe, I will see you later, and God bless.